So, a new Survivor meta may have just dropped. They added a new chapter called the Doom course, introducing us a survivor named Taurioke. Out of her 3 new unique perks, one stood out: Shoulder the Burden. Now, what is special about this perk? Well, it basically allows you to switch hook stages between the other survivors with few downsides. You can only use it once per trial. Every survivor can use it individually once. And when used, the person using the perk gets exposed for 20 seconds and screams. But the person hooked loses their hook stage, and the person using the perk, assuming they were not on dead hook, gains one. Now in the wrong hands, it can be quite a troublesome perk. We can all agree that as a killer, focusing on 1 to 2 survivors early on, trying to get them out of the game as fast as possible, therefore reducing the amount of people on the map doing gens and other objectives, giving you as a killer more pressure and time, is the most efficient way to win the game. As bad as it may sometimes feel to some people who have yet to develop a complete frontal lobe and therefore crash out like a crackhead at a gas station when their imaginary rules for the game are not met in the match, and their fun is not being catered by the opposing team, sometimes even descending them into writing slurs and death threats to other players just trying to play the game because they are incapable of losing in a video game every once in a while, is unfortunately the best strategy for killers to win. Just as much as doing generators efficiently is the best way for survivors to escape in the match, instead of stopping the progress on them when the killer does not have hook stages yet, to, I don't know, run around the map and doing totems to cater the killer's fun. Never seen that happen, and I really don't want to see that happen either. Is there really any point or reward in winning in the video game if it develops into both sides just catering to each other's fun and basically farming instead of just playing the game to win, either in a chill way or not holding back at all? I personally don't think so, and everyone should be able to play the game the way they want to. And I personally find the games most intense, and the ones I have to struggle the most, and the ones I have to actually push myself in order to win, the most enjoyable and the most rewarding experiences. Now back to this perk. I don't think this perk should be a perk. It should be a base kit, and it should be usable only once per game, not once per survivor, and it should be usable only on the first survivor, as an insurance to give the first survivor getting tunneled a protection, and therefore introducing more interesting gameplay for both sides, and maybe not ruining the first survivor's game early on. Imagine a good survive with friends, with a good communication, with all 4 of them bringing this perk. It is fucking crazy if it's going to stay like this. The perk works even when the killer has hooked everyone, even if the killer has not tunneled, and even in the end game if it stays as it is. It is like for the people, but instead of exchanging health states, you exchange hook stages. It is by far going to be the best survivor perk in the game if it stays as it is. You could basically, as a killer, have all 4 people hooked, with only one of them being on dead hook. And this could be late at the match too. But a good survivor team, or even a bad one, are basically capable of just straight up denying you from killing the dead hook person. And it can be done multiple times per game. It is insane. If left as it is, where survivors are allowed to delay dying this efficiently, it is going to encourage an already unfun game tactic: slugging, just like the endgame Morris did, which I also did speak against. And given how much you can already receive hate from doing this slugging, even when you're facing a full 4-man Sapo squad with boilovers and map offerings, I don't think it is the direction we should be going towards. And obviously not to even mention that no one likes to be on the ground. It is absolutely okay sometimes. You can just scroll TikTok and go to the next game after. But if it were to be every game, I by the way play Survivor a lot too if you're thinking that I am a stinky killer main with L opinions, I would get frustrated too. Another downside to this is, it is going to encourage also proxy camping. Because the exposed effect is not even a downside if killer is far away, because you're not gonna hit the exposed survivor in 20 seconds either way. If this perk becomes a frequent sight in matches and is left as it is absolutely going to encourage killer not to only slug but also to stay around the hook, to be basically able to tunnel the person that has not been hooked yet but who gained the exposed effect and a health state from using the perk. Now take everything I said with a grain of salt. These are just my opinions, how I perceive the perk. I have only just scratched the surface as the PTB came out yesterday, but tell me your opinions in the comments if you think behavior dropped the ball on this, and if the perk needs to be reworked, or if you genuinely think it is a good design and good for the health of the game. But as for now, make sure to follow me on Twitch to catch me get bullied as a killer and to flashbang as a survivor, or otherwise if you just want to say hello to me. Thank you for watching the video, bye for now.